Hello, and welcome to this year's VBS Missions Clinic for Concrete and Cranes. My name is Travis Bird, and I am the church plant pastor for OIB Life Church here in Ocean Isle Beach, North Carolina. My wife and I are church plant missionaries, and were called out about 2 years ago by God. He sent us out into this community and surrounding communities to proclaim the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I know that He has called you to be a part of working with children and equipping them in the area of missions. God is a sending God, isn't He? He has been sending from the very beginning, and He's sending you to work with children. I'm excited about walking through this material together with you as we help children learn more about missions, as we help them understand what it is to participate in missions, and we're going to learn more about encouraging missionaries by seeing two missionaries in the field. One of these missionaries is from Puerto Rico. They met this family last year if they were in the VBS that we shared and equipped with last year. And it's the Santiago family from Camero, Puerto Rico. Also, we're going to learn more about the Worthy family, and they're Arezzo, Italy. So we're excited that we can share with these families, we can interact with these families, we can learn how they're doing missions in their context, and how it even applies to our context, and what we can gather from them, and what we can be encouraged by or inspired by together. So walk with me as we take this material and we help the children engage in missions right around where they live and around the world. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab the book. I'm going to put up a couple pages of the book to kind of show you what it looks like. We're going to show you some resources that come with the book, so you'll be able to understand some of the opportunities you're going to get with the kids each night. So the first thing I want to do is in the area of Puerto Rico, Camero, Puerto Rico, the Santiago family. You're going to have a map, you're going to see some pictures, and they're going to encourage you to engage in this mission work, but also there's an opportunity to interact with the mission as you show the videos each night, and in the area of building, there's different things that they can become active with each night, and it actually works within what we're doing. As we look at those three areas, they're going to, like at a construction site, everything's very loud. So a lot of times at a construction site, they'll use hand signals for different things. Like here, we're pointing up for learning. We're putting our hands together for praying, and the doing aspect, the giving aspect, and the encouraging aspect. So again, we understand the learning, how we can pray for the missionaries, both in our local area and around the world, and also how we can participate by doing and giving, and then encouraging the missionaries that we can support. So each night there'll be a cutout that you can take, and they've got rocks here, construction debris, I guess that would be, and you can take cardstock and you can cut around this, and you'll put this within, they suggested like a kiddie pool or something, that you could take these in. And as they're going through the videos with the Worthy family and with the Santiago family, they're going to hear key words. They're going to hear words about the school. They're going to hear the words about water and hugs, and they're going to be able to insert those on the map in different places that you have been given in your book. So using those resources, they also give an opportunity for the kids to participate. You'll see you also have a map here of Italy, and they talk about the boot, how the kids can recognize where in the world on a map they could understand where Italy is. And Arezzo right there is where the Worthy family serves. So with that, they are also inspiring the kids to participate in missions here and now. So with the construction theme, they suggest maybe a wheelbarrow or a construction work bucket that the kids could bring particular items to. to give back and support missions in the local community, but also in how they could maybe encourage and send things through the North American Mission Board or the International Mission Board, and connecting and how they can become connected with missionaries. Maybe even the ones that we're learning about on the DVD. Each night you'll have a video to share, and it helps the kids become interactive in seeing missions in action. So I know we're inspired by prayer from so many. I don't know what we would do without the prayers of those who support us and know about the mission work here in Ocean Isle Beach. So your children praying for us would be just a highlight. And I know there's so many other missionaries that love the prayers. Prayer is key. Prayer is key. So as we walk through the material, some of the things that they were encouraging the kids to think about would be they could take up work gloves. Your church would probably need to focus on a particular item that the kids could encourage the adults to get involved with in your church. Not just the children bring them, but let it be an entire church mobilization of helping the children come around this particular, maybe it would be food service gloves or protective masks for our healthcare workers as we face this COVID-19 crisis. We've heard a lot about that. Hand sanitizer. I don't know if that would be available, but I know that would be something that would be very welcomed in our communities. So as they bring that in and they place it in a wheelbarrow or a work bucket, and you can just be creative with that and how the kids can engage in that giving opportunity toward missions. The kids have a very unique opportunity to be hands-on and how they can be encouraged. For example, when we looked at the Worthy family in the DVD, there's something they do where they go store to store and they build up relationships within those stores. And they, in those relationships, they start sharing the gospel, and they encourage their friends and others to work with business owners and patrons as sharing the gospel and the good news within stores. And we do that here in Ocean Isle. We do 4 Bible studies that are at a Subway, one's at a coffee shop, one's at an ice cream shop, and one is one of the local restaurants. And we consider each one of those venues as our family. And we have had such an opportunity to engage the gospel in each of those, and we're going to continue to do that as we share with those who frequent those businesses here in the Ocean Isle Beach community. Your children have the same opportunity, and as we encourage them, we want to show that they are immediately on mission for God and how God uses them. So as we utilize the posters, as we utilize the theme that it says, I'm sure of this in Philippians 1:6, that he who started a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. Well, he's started a work in you. He started a work in these children. He knows the days he has planned for us. He knows the days to give us a hope and a future. So we're about his kingdom building work. As you access the material and as you work with the key words that are printed on the charts and the rock shapes, utilize and pull out those gospel moments and opportunities so when the kids go home, they can remember different things that they can share with their friends, with their families. And the most important thing is staying engaged with the kids, not only during the week of VBS, but after VBS, and how they're involved in missions within their local community. We have such opportunity to be a part of this. So I'm going to put up a few pages from the book that we have. You'll see that here, and how the foundations, everything's built on the sure foundation of Jesus Christ. So that is a continuing theme each night. The foundation of love, of forgiveness, the foundation of worth, the foundation of promise, and the foundation of life. So I'll kind of give you some structure of how the book is laid out. I'll put those pictures up and you can see that. But the awesome thing is how we incorporate relationships with missionaries. So the first one was learning about missions and how God has called each of us to be on mission with Him. Also participating in missions, whether we take up the gloves or the mask or whatever God desires. Maybe it could be food items. Maybe it could be making meals or taking groceries to a local person who, in this time of need especially. But also how we encourage missionaries. I think it's so important. Can you imagine being a missionary on the field and receiving a letter from a child that they're praying for you? I know that would be huge in my mailbox as we serve here to reach the lost and the unchurched within the gospel, with the gospel and the good news of Jesus Christ, making disciples that make disciples. I want to encourage you. That's exactly what you're a part of. Can you look at these young lives that you're influencing with the good news? It says, how will they know unless they're taught? How will they know unless they're preached to? So you are a disciple maker, and these children are disciples as they come to know Christ, that they might make disciples that make disciples. So you're really going to enjoy the stories that you'll find with the families that are represented here. I am encouraged that the DVDs are narrated by children, so I think the kids will relate more to that. Some of the application of missions is awesome. The Worthy family, for example, they are going to stores in their local community, and they're building relationships with the owners of those stores and the patrons of those stores. And through building those relationships, they have opportunity to share the gospel. And not only do they do it, but they encourage those who they've already reached to go into those stores and continue the work. So there's a continual influence of hearing the good news through relationships. And we found in Ocean Isle that is huge. That is the key. Number one key is prayer. It's the work of the Holy Spirit drawing people to Himself. And as we go out, we'll see these opportunities that God puts in front of us. These opportunities are based on authenticity. The authenticity that you have with each child, looking into their eyes and seeing how you can impact them with how God has inspired you to be called, to be equipped as missionaries on the mission field. So it's a great work. It's a moment that will last for eternity. Yes, the lifetime of these children, but it's going to go on beyond them. So thank you again for sharing together as we come. Your book will come with a DVD. It's going to be laid out with all kinds of resources and tools. So when you get the DVD, you need to click into the DVD, not just watch the videos, but look at the file of the disc, because it comes with PowerPoints. It comes with things that you can utilize in regards to clipping out and sharing, and printable material that you can share with the kids and incorporate into Concrete and Cranes. This year's VBS theme is huge. It's awesome for kids. Kids love dumpsters. They love bulldozers. They love, I know that I did, maybe not all of them to the same degree, but it's got a lot of energy to it. And it's something about this theme about building God's kingdom. And that's the mission we're on. We are kingdom expanders. We're building God's kingdom together. So thank you for being a part of this mission work in equipping children to learn about missions, to participate in missions, and also to encourage missionaries. Thank you again, and God bless. And until we see you again in person, I'm so excited about being able to be back together again in the near future. So thank you for your prayers as we do and go on mission together. God bless.